Welcome back to the stream, Ship Broman. We're so glad to have you here with us again. Get ready for some thrilling AI car racing action. It's going to be an exciting ride. Let's see which cars are going to take the lead today. Andre 8 maintains the lead, with N29 Kia closely following in second place. The pressure is on as both drivers are pushing hard. Meanwhile, La Croissant 1980 and SBS Tsuma 78 are engaged in an intense battle for third place, with neither giving an inch. In fifth place, Issy 1212 is trying to fend off Amundsen, who is right on their tail. The competition is heating up across multiple positions. Issy 1212 has made an impressive move, overtaking 3 cars and securing third place. Lord of the Jungle is also on the rise, having gained 3 positions to reach 7th place. Meanwhile, La Croissant 1980 has moved up 2 spots and is now in 2nd place. The race is becoming more competitive. Issy 1212 is now in 2nd place after advancing 1 position. Amundsen has moved up to 4th place, also gaining 1 spot. Famaka has improved to 5th place with a single position gain. A competitive race is unfolding. Andreak and Famaka continue their intense battle for 5th place, with no clear advantage yet. Meanwhile, Winsiri Guy has improved by 2 spots, and is now in 8th place. Irafe has also made progress, advancing 1 position to take 13th place. Hey there, Wayne the Train. It looks like you're really excited about the race. Let's see if your enthusiasm can help drive some good vibes to the contestants. Remember, even though we can't influence the outcome directly, we can cheer on our favorite drivers. So who are you rooting for? Famaka continues to close in on Amundsen, now only 0.8 seconds behind as they fight for 4th place. Naiba has advanced 1 position and is now in 13th place. The battle for 4th is intensifying. Lord of the Jungle is now less than 2 seconds behind Andre H after closing the gap. Rizaldi Adha has successfully moved up, now in 9th place. Okioki 3 has also gained a position, currently sitting in 15th place. Raikadrast is driving a 1961 Alfa Romeo Giulietta Seat, known for its lightweight construction and agile handling, which enhances performance on tight corners. Currently, they are in 16th place, having started from 21st. Their fastest lap is recorded at 3 minutes and 15.704 seconds, showing consistent pace, but still a bit off the leading times. The overall race dynamics suggest Raikadrast may need to push harder to gain positions in the following laps. Serious Guy has advanced 1 position and is now in 7th place. Okioki 3 also gained 1 spot, moving into 14th place. There is a close contest between A. Raphael and Okioki 3 for 14th place as they jostle for position. Andre continues to close the gap to Fumaka, now just 1.7 seconds behind. SBS Tsume 78 has moved up 1 position to take 9th place. The battle for 8th place is heating up between SBS Tsume 78 and Lord of the Jungle, both closely matched. Rizaldi Adha has made an advancement, moving into 9th place. SBS Tsume 78 and Rizaldi Adha are engaged in a close battle for that position. Meanwhile, Hugoat 3 is narrowing the gap to SBS Tsume 78, cutting down the distance by 1.1 seconds. Famaka and Aminsan are closely contesting for 4th place, with positions changing frequently. Hugoat 3 is attempting to overtake SBS Tsume 78 for 10th place, while Rekdrust is pressuring A. Raphael in their fight for 15. The competition remains intense across multiple areas of the track. Famaka has moved up 1 position to take 4th place. Andrejek is closing in on Aminsan, reducing the gap by 1 second. Adobe Flash Player 90 has gained 1 position and is now in 18th place. SBS Tsume 78 has successfully moved into 9th place. The battle between Rizaldi Adha and SBS Tsume 78 intensifies as they jockey for position in 9th place. Rizaldi Adha has gained a position, now in 9th place. Hugoat 3 and SBS Tsume 78 are locked in a close fight for 10th place, with no clear advantage yet. Meanwhile, Gigexpeed and Amtakrabi are engaged in a heated battle for 26th place, both pushing hard for an advantage. SBS Tsume 78 is now just a few tenths behind Rizaldi Adha, maintaining the pressure as they enter the next corner. A. Raphael continues to close the gap on Okioki 3, now only a second away as they approach the straight. Oiwasidat 3 Anek Boktok is piloting a 1973 Volkswagen Beetle, which is known for its lightweight design and rear engine setup. Currently, they are in 39th place, having started from that same position. Their fastest lap time is recorded at 3 minutes and 21 seconds, indicating that they are struggling to gain any significant ground in the race. Serious Guy is now just a second behind Andrevich as the gap continues to decrease. Hugoat 3 has successfully moved up to 10th place. Gary Z is also advanced 1 position to 11th place. Naibe is currently in 13th place, driving a 1966 MGM GBG TV8. Starting from 10th position, Naibe has lost a few spots during the race. Their fastest lap time is 2 minutes and 57.109 seconds, indicating a competitive pace, but struggling to maintain position against faster rivals in the front. Serious Guy advances 1 position, now in 6th place. Misio Voy and Rekudrust are closely contending for 16th place. Meanwhile, Todal Gardner and Kaitsuda Bird are engaged in a fierce fight for 20th place. The Group 1 car class combined with the Autodromo Lago Maggiore GP reverse track is leading to close competition due to the high speeds and acceleration capabilities of the vehicles. The narrow turns and elevation changes challenge drivers' skill, affecting overtakes and positioning. The fastest laps from drivers in the starting spots indicate a mix of strategic tire management and precise driving is crucial for maintaining position and achieving better lap times. Overall, this combination forces drivers to balance aggression with careful navigating to secure their standings throughout the race. Tigard 3 advances 1 position to 9th place. SBS Tsuma 78 gains 1 spot and is now in 11th place. Okioki 3 also moves up by 1 position, currently holding 13th place. Lord of the Jungle has decreased the gap to Underweg by 1.1 seconds, and is now looking to make a move. Cedric also appears to be gaining on Robust JJ, closing the distance by 1 second. The competition is tightening up as both races push harder. Rizaldi Adha has moved up 1 position to take 9th place. The contest for 9th is intensifying, as Tigard 3 and Rizaldi Adha are closely matched. Meanwhile, Koki Beninti and Cedric are engaged in a tight duel for 24th place. Lord of the Jungle is now just 1.2 seconds behind Andreve, applying pressure as they race. Gary Z advances 1 position, now in 11th place. Todar Gardner has also gained a spot, moving up to 20th place. Andreak is continuing to close in on Serious Guy, now reducing the gap to 1.1 seconds. Cedric and Koki Binanti are engaged in a close battle for 24th place, with each driver looking for an opportunity to overtake. Amundsen has gained 1 position, and is now in 4th place, closely contesting for Maka for that position. The fight for 15th place is heating up as Misio Voy and Irafael are engaged in a close battle. Famaka has advanced 2 positions and is now in 3rd place. Serious Guy has gained 1 position, moving up to 5th place. Andre 8 is decreasing the time differential to Le Croissant, 1980, with a reduction of 1.6 seconds. The competition between Andre Vieillic and Le Croissant, 1980 for 6th place, is intensifying. Welcome back, Blazing Beat. It's great to see you again in the chat. We've got some exciting AI races lined up, and I can't wait to hear your thoughts on the action. Thanks for joining us. Le Croissant, 1980, has made an impressive move. Now, in 2nd place after overtaking 4 cars. Todd Gardner is also making strides, climbing into 17th place with 3 overtakes. Meanwhile, Famaka is facing difficulties, having dropped back 17 positions to 20th place. R40 is currently in 38th position, driving a 1973 Volkswagen Beetle. This model is known for its distinctive design and has a lightweight chassis, which can be advantageous for handling. However, R40 is currently struggling, having started from the 1st position and now trailing significantly behind the leaders. The car's performance may be hampered by its age or setup issues, affecting its competitiveness on the track. Todd Gardner has made a move on Adobe Flash Player Nanity, taking 16th place. Meanwhile, Famaka is gaining ground on Kaito Bird, with the gap now down to 3 seconds. GXP is currently in 25th place, driving a 1970 Porsche 914-6. They started from 31st position, indicating some progress in the race. The car weighs about 2 pounds and is known for its mid-engine layout, which offers good balance and handling. Their current lap time of 3 minutes and 1 second indicates they are facing challenges in improving speed, as they have not yet achieved a personal best lap. Serious Guy has gained 1 position and is now in 4th place. Andre C is also advancing, moving up 1 spot to 5th place. Lord of the Jungle follows suit, moving up 1 position to 6th place. The race is tightening in the middle pack. Kaito Bird has advanced 2 positions to now hold 17th place. Famaka has also moved up by 2 spots, landing in 18th place. Edelbach is making progress as well, gaining 1 position to take 20th place. Hey there, Alapsarok. Welcome back to the stream. We've got an exciting day ahead with our AI cars racing it out on track. Glad to have you with us again. Are you ready for some intense racing action? Naiba has gained 1 position and is now in 9th place. Okioki 3 and Naibe are closely battling for that spot, with both cars showing aggressive maneuvering as they jockey for position. The tension is palpable as they approach the next turn. Monsieur Voy has gained 2 positions, now in 9th place. Rafael and OK3 remain in close contention for 11th place, with no clear advantage for either racer. Rizaldi Adha is making progress, narrowing the gap to Koki Beninati by 1.5 seconds. Naiba and Monsieur Voy are neck and neck for 9th place, putting pressure on each other. AI Rafael has successfully gained 1 position, now holding 11th place. Todd R. Gardner is also on the move, advancing 1 spot to 14th place. ISI 1212 has now reduced the gap to Lacroixon 1980 to only 2 seconds, intensifying their fight for 2nd place. Meanwhile, Amy is making progress, closing in on Adobe Flash Player 980 with a 1.3 second decrease in the gap. This could set up an interesting dynamic as they approach the next laps. Monsieur Voy is currently in 9th place, driving a 1974 Abarth 124 Group 4. This car is known for its lightweight design and agility, making it well suited for tight corners. Despite starting from 25th position, Monsieur Voy has shown notable progress in the race. The fastest lap recorded for this vehicle is 2 minutes and 56.342 seconds, indicating competitive performance, but still trailing behind the leaders. Lacroixon 1980 is now just 1.3 seconds behind N29PA, showing strong pace. Lord of the Jungle also makes progress, closing the gap to Andre Vate by 1.2 seconds. Gary Z and Hud 3 remain locked in a close fight for 7th place, maintaining intense competition between them. Hub 3 advances 1 position and is now in 6th place. Monsieur Voy is decreasing the gap to Gary Z by 2.9 seconds, indicating a potential challenge for position. Famaka has gained 1 spot and is now in 17th place. Monsieur Voy continues to close in on Gary Z, now just 1.7 seconds behind. Amy has moved up 1 position to take 15th place. Adobe Flash Player Nanity and Amy are engaged in a tight battle for 15th place, with both drivers pushing hard. Monsieur Voy has advanced to 6th place after successfully overtaking 3 cars. AI Rafael follows closely behind, moving up to 7th place with 4 overtakes. ISI 1212 has made a gain of 1 position, now in 2nd place. OK3 has made a significant move, overtaking 4 cars to claim 8th place. Rectros follows closely, also overtaking 4 cars to take 9th place. Todd R. Gardner is not far behind, gaining momentum and also overtaking 4 cars to secure 10th place. The competition is intensifying in the midfield. SBS Tsuma 78 is now in 20th place after overtaking 3 cars. EM Krabi has also made a move, advancing to 21st place with 3 successful overtakes. Cedric follows closely, moving up to 22nd place by overtaking 3 competitors as well. Todd Gardner is now just 1.8 seconds behind Rectordrust, showing a strong pace. Amundsen is also gaining on Adobe Flash Player Energy, cutting the gap down to 1.4 seconds. SBS Tsuma 78 is making significant progress as well, decreasing the distance to Hugger 3 by 2.4 seconds. Welcome back to the stream, Planet Anima fan. We're excited to have you with us as we dive into the thrilling world of AI racing. Get ready for some high-speed action. One serious guy has advanced 1 position to take 2nd place. Andre Ake follows closely, also moving up 1 spot to secure 3rd place. Lord of the Jungle is making progress as well, gaining 1 position to reach 4th place. Issy 1212 has gained significant momentum, overtaking 4 cars to secure 2nd place. Lord of the Jungle has advanced 1 position and is now in 3rd place. Nisio Voy has also improved, moving up 1 spot to 4th place. Todd Gardner has successfully overtaken 3 cars and is now in 8th place. Okioki 3 has gained 2 positions, currently sitting in 6th place. Rectordrust has also moved up 2 spots and is now in 7th place. Racing dynamics are tightening as competitors jostle for position. Issy 1212 has moved into 1st place. Rectordrust is gaining on Okioki 3, cutting the gap down by 1.3 seconds. SBS Tsuma 78 has advanced 2 positions to now hold 18th place. Todd Gardner is currently in 8th place driving a 1974 Abarth 124 Group 4 Twi. Starting from 38, he's made impressive progress in the race. His fastest lap time is 2:56.308, showing competitive pace within the Group 1 class. Todd's maneuvering through the field indicates strong driving and potential for further advancement as the race unfolds. Rizaldi Adha is now just 1.5 seconds behind Andrejevik, indicating a potential overtake in the near future. Meanwhile, Hugot 3 and Gary Z are closely contesting 16th place, exchanging positions. One serious guy has reduced the gap to Edelbach by 1.7 seconds, bringing him into striking distance. N29 Kia has gained 1 position and is now in 1st place. Lord of the Jungle has also moved up by 1 place, securing 2nd position. Amundsen is narrowing the gap to Adobe Flash Player Energy by 1.1 seconds, indicating a potential battle for position soon. Monsieur Voy has advanced one position to take third place. Rafael follows closely, also moving up one spot to fourth place. Okioki 3 is now in fifth place after gaining one position. Aethelbalk has advanced one position to take 18th place. Wunzerius Guy has also moved up one spot, now in 19th place. Eamphicrebi progresses as well, gaining a position to reach 20th place. Grenijeb is driving a 1970 Porsche 914-6, which is known for its lightweight design and nimble handling, making it a favorite among enthusiasts. Currently, Grenijeb is in 26th place after starting from 19th place. The car has a lap time of 3 minutes and 1.338 seconds. The race dynamics indicate that Grenijeb is likely struggling to gain positions, as several competitors in the same class are ahead, but the vehicle's performance could improve in the following laps. Rekadrust and Okioki are side by side as they approach the next corner, still battling for 5th place. Andruesi has gained one position and now sits in 13th place. Rizaldi Adha and Kaitadabud are also engaged in a close fight for 14th place, maintaining their competitive pace. Rizaldi Adha has gained 2 positions, now in 13th place. The battle between Androrik and Rizaldi Adha for 13th place is intensifying. Meanwhile, Naibe is closing the gap to Gexp, reducing the distance by 1.8 seconds. Issy 1212 is indeed gaining on Rekdrust, now only 1.8 seconds behind. Adobe Flash player Nenity has advanced one position into 9th place. Lacroisson 1980 has also moved up, now occupying 11th place after gaining one position. It looks like we're in the middle of a little banter in the chat. I love how our viewers are getting into the spirit of things. Lord of the Jungle seems to be having some fun referencing a rivalry, or a theme here with Huggard 3. What do you all think? Should we take a moment to explore what this king's business is all about? Or should we focus back on that neck-and-neck race we've got going on? We are currently on lap 12 out of 36, and the action is heating up. Remember, you can join the race too by typing !race in chat. Issy 1212 has gained one position and is now in 6th place. Amy has advanced one spot and currently holds 9th place. Lacroisson 1980 is also making progress, moving up one position to 10th place. Monsieur Voy is now just 1.40 seconds behind Lord of the Jungle, showing strong pace. Rizaldi Adha is also making progress, cutting the gap to Adobe Flash player Ninity down by 1.1 seconds. Gary Z has advanced 2 positions, now sitting in 15th place. Andre Ake and Gary Z continue their close fight for 15th place, with neither showing signs of backing down. Famaka is gaining quickly on Edelbach, bringing the gap down to a mere 1.6 seconds. Naibe has successfully moved up one position, now holding 23rd place. Issy 1212 has advanced one spot to 5th place. Rekadras has also gained one position, now holding 6th place. Todd R. Gardner has moved up as well, taking 7th place. The competition is tightening as we progress. Hugged 3 has made a significant move, quickly overtaking 4 cars and advancing to 10th place. Gary Z follows suit, with 3 successful overtakes, now sitting in 12th place. Meanwhile, Andre Ake also gains ground, overtaking 3 competitors to claim 13th place. The race is becoming more competitive as these drivers push ahead. Famaka has successfully overtaken 3 cars and is now in 17th place. La Croissant 1980 has gained 1 position and holds 10th place. Meanwhile, Gary Z and Hugged 3 are engaged in a close battle for 11th place. Monsieur Voy has successfully closed the gap to Lord of the Jungle by 1.3 seconds, putting pressure on the leader. La Croissant 1980 has moved up to 9th place. The battle for 9th between Adobe Flash Player Unity and La Croissant 1980 is heating up as they fight for position. Adobe Flash Player Unity has advanced 1 spot to 9th place. Gary Z is also on the move, gaining 1 position and now in 11th place. Meanwhile, Andre Ake is successfully closing in on Hugged 3, reducing the gap by 2.3 seconds. Lord of the Jungle is now in 1st place after gaining 1 position. Rizaldi Atta has improved to 20th place, also gaining 1 spot. Naiba has moved up to 21st place with a 1 position gain as well. Welcome back to the stream, 66l. We're so glad to have you with us again. Get ready for some thrilling AI car racing action. We're about to see some epic moves on the track today. Monsieur Voy has successfully overtaken and is now in 2nd place. Airfail follows closely, moving up to 3rd place. Issy 1212 has also made an advance, now occupying 4th place. Rekyadrust has decreased the gap to N29 PA by 1.2 seconds, indicating a strong push. One serious guy is also making progress, cutting the distance to Underbach by 2.2 seconds. Meanwhile, Okioki 3 is closing in on Edelbach, pulling the gap down by 1.3 seconds. Issy 1212 is rapidly closing the gap to Irafale, now just 1.2 seconds behind. La Croissant 1980 has gained 1 position, moving into 9th place. Andre Ace is also making progress, reducing the gap to Hugood 3 by 1.6 seconds. La Croissant 1980 has decreased the gap to me by 1.3 seconds, indicating a potential challenge ahead. Gary Z has advanced 1 position and is now in 10th place. With Series guys gaining on Andre Vajek, cutting the distance by 1.2 seconds. Monsieur Voy is now within a tighter range of Lord of the Jungle, cutting the distance to 1.9 seconds. Issy 1212 has also made progress, reducing the gap to Irafael by 1.1 seconds. Meanwhile, Andrios is bringing the gap to Hugood 3 down by 1.2 seconds. Race dynamics are shifting as these drivers make their moves. Monsieur Voy has taken 1st place, advancing 1 position. Irafael is now in 2nd place, also moving up 1 spot. Issy 1212 has gained 1 position and is currently in 3rd place. Gary Z has gained momentum, overtaking 3 cars to secure 8th place. Adobe Flash Player Nernity is making progress as well, reducing the gap to Lord of the Jungle by 13.7 seconds. Issy 1212 is also picking up pace, closing in on Irafael with a 1.4 second reduction in their gap. Big deal. Hugood 3 is now just under 2 seconds behind Adobe Flash Player Nernity, as the gap continues to decrease. Famaka has gained 1 position, and is currently in 16th place. N29 Kia has successfully closed the gap to Issy 1212, now just 1.5 seconds behind. Famaka has advanced 1 position and currently holds 15th place. The battle between Famaka and Rekadrus continues to intensify as they contest for 14th place. Irafael has reduced the gap to Monsieur Voy, and is now just under 1 second behind. Tolo Gardner is making significant progress, closing in on N29 PA with a gap of just over 2 seconds. Hugood 3 is also gaining on Adobe Flash Player Nernity, now trailing by just 1.2 seconds. N29 PA is now just behind Issy 1212, with a reduced gap of 1.2 seconds. La Croissant 1980 is also gaining on me, Amy, closing the distance by 1.2 seconds. Meanwhile, Andre 8 is catching up to Win Serious Guy, reducing that gap by 1.4 seconds. Race dynamics are in constant motion. Amy advances to 5th place, gaining 1 position. La Croissant 1980 is increasing the pressure on Todd R. Gardner with a gap reduction of 2.6 seconds. Hugood 3 has successfully moved into 10th place, also gaining 1 position. Adobe Flash Player Nanity has moved up quickly, overtaking 3 cars to secure 10th place. Amy is reducing the gap to N29 Kia, now just 2.6 seconds behind. Lord of the Jungle is also closing in on Gary Z, decreasing the distance by 1.2 seconds. La Croissant 1980 is now only 1.4 seconds behind Todd R. Gardner. Naiba has gained 1 position and is currently in 19th place. Yamthakrabi has also moved up 1 spot and is now in 20th place. Target 3 is currently in 11th place but holds the fastest lap time of 2 minutes and 53.413 seconds. This suggests a strong pace, indicating potential for overtaking if he can maintain this performance. The focus will be on whether he can capitalize on this speed to gain positions as the race progresses. Adobe Flash Player Nanity continues to close the gap on Lord of the Jungle, now just 1.6 seconds behind. Andrejek has moved up 1 position to take 12th place. Famaka is making gains as well, reducing the gap to Azirius Guy by 3.4 seconds. La Croissant 1980 has moved up 1 position into 6th place, and is now engaged in a close battle with Todd R. Gardner for that spot. Meanwhile, Lord of the Jungle is narrowing the gap to Gary Z, reducing it by 1.1 seconds. This could lead to an interesting exchange shortly. Lord of the Jungle has just overtaken 3 cars, and is now in 6th place. Adobe Flash Player Nanity has also made significant progress, overtaking 3 cars to claim 7th place. Meanwhile, Andrejek has overtaken 4 cars, and is now in 8th place. The race is tightening up as these positions change rapidly. Aminson has made significant progress, overtaking 4 cars, and now occupies 11th place. Rekidrus follows closely behind, also advancing by passing 4 competitors to secure 12th place. Okioki 3 has gained ground as well, moving up by overtaking 4 vehicles, now holding 13th place. Lord of the Jungle continues to close in on Amy, now just 1.4 seconds behind. Win Serious Guy has gained 1 position, moving up to 8th place. Meanwhile, Andrejek and Serious Guy are engaged in a close battle for that same 8th position. Adobe Flash Player Nanity is now just behind Lord of the Jungle, with a reduced gap of 1.3 seconds. Andrejek has successfully moved up 1 position and is now in 8th place. Okioki 3 is making progress as well, cutting down the gap to Rekidrus by 3.3 seconds. The battle between Serious Guy and Andre Ueg for 8th place continues to intensify, with both drivers showing strong pace. Meanwhile, La Croissant 1980 is gaining on Rizaldi Adha, now trailing by just 1.8 seconds. This dynamic could lead to an opportunity for overtaking if the gap continues to close. Famaka has successfully moved up 2 spots and is now in 8th place. Amundsen follows closely, also advancing 2 spots to 9th place. Retrust is actively closing the gap on Wazirius Guy, now trailing by just 1.1 seconds. Serious Guy has made an impressive move, overtaking 3 cars and is now in 8th place. Andre has also gained a position and is currently in 9th place. Rekadrust is advancing as well, moving up to 11th place after overtaking 1 car. Iamthakrabi has significantly narrowed the gap to Famaka by 11.9 seconds. Issy 1212 is also making progress, closing in on Arafil with a 1.4 second reduction. Meanwhile, Rizaldi Adha has gained 1 position, now occupying the 12th place. Lord of the Jungle is now just a second and a half behind Amy, applying pressure. When Serious Guy is also making progress, cutting down his distance to Adobe Flash Planinity by 1.5 seconds. Meanwhile, Gary Z has reduced the gap to Okioka 3 by 1 second. Andreek is now just under a second behind Wazirius Guy, putting pressure on that driver. Neither has successfully gained 1 position, currently in 23rd place. Amy has gained 1 position and is now in 4th place. Lord of the Jungle has also advanced by 1 position, now occupying 5th place. Meanwhile, Iamthakrabi is reducing the gap to Famaka by 1.3 seconds, indicating a potential challenge for position. N29 Kia has advanced 2 positions and is now in 4th place. When Serious Guy has gained 1 position and is currently in 7th place. Gary Z has also moved up 1 spot, now occupying 14th place. Rekadrus advances 1 position to take 10th place. La Croissant 1980 moves up 2 spots and now holds 11th place. Gary Z is approaching Rizaldi Adha, decreasing the gap by 2.4 seconds. Gary Z has advanced 2 positions to take 12th place. Okyuke 3 has also climbed 2 spots, now in 13th place. Hago 3 moves up by 2 positions, currently holding 14th place. Issy 1212 is now just 1.5 seconds behind Irafale, indicating a strong push for the overtake. One serious guy has also decreased the gap to Lord of the Jungle by 1.7 seconds, positioning himself for a potential move. Andre Ake has gained one position and is currently in 8th place. Issy 1212 has just moved up one position to take 2nd place. The battle for 2nd between A. Raphael and Issy 1212 is intensifying. Meanwhile, Amy is reducing the gap to N29 Kia, now down to 1.1 seconds. N29 Kia is driving a 1966 MG BGT V8, currently in 7th place. Their starting position was 34, indicating a significant gain as they have moved up considerably during the race. The fastest lap so far for N29 Kia measures at 2 minutes and 54.7 seconds, reflecting competitive pace within the field. They seem to be maintaining their position well amidst a tight pack of drivers, displaying solid handling and speed. Issy 1212 is now just 2.2 seconds behind Michio Voi, putting pressure on that position. N29 Kia has moved up one spot and is now in 3rd place. Amy is narrowing the gap to A. Raphael by 1.1 seconds, making it a competitive pursuit. Rekerdrust has improved one position to occupy 8th place. La Croissant 1980 has also advanced 2 spots, now in 9th place. Gary Z moves up 2 positions, currently holding 10th place. Lord of the Jungle is now just 2.2 seconds behind Amy, applying pressure as they race. Duff Dad has made an overtaking move, advancing to 23rd place. Amy has reduced the gap to Irafel to 1.8 seconds and is in pursuit. Katidabad is also making headway, decreasing the distance to Amthakrabi by 1 second. The fight for 18th place between Katidabad and Amthakrabi is intensifying, with both drivers pushing hard. N29 Kia has advanced one spot to take 2nd place. Nisio Voi and N29 Kia are now engaged in a close battle for that position. Habitfree has gained one spot and is now in 13th place. Misio Voi has taken 1st place, moving up 2 spots. Iamthakrabi is steadily reducing the gap to Amundsen by 9.9 seconds. Amy is gaining on A. Raphael with a gap reduction of 1.4 seconds. N29 Kia is now just 1.3 seconds behind Monsieur Voi, showing strong pace. Meanwhile, Amy has advanced 2 positions and is currently in 3rd place. Lord of the Jungle has also gained 2 spots, placing in 4th. Rektrust is now just 6 seconds behind Aerofail, continuing to gain ground. Gary Z has advanced 1 position into 9th place. Winzerius Guy has also moved up, securing 10th place with his recent progress. N29 Kia is now just a few tenths behind Misiovoy, continuing to close the gap. Hugger 3 has made an overtaking maneuver, advancing to 12th place. Meanwhile, Andreas has also improved 1 position, now at 13th place. Kaitida Bird continues to reduce the gap to Rizaldi Adha, now down to 11.9 seconds. Lord of the Jungle is gaining on me, cutting the gap to 1.7 seconds. Meanwhile, Rizaldi Adha has advanced 2 spots, and is currently in 17th place. Cedric is now just 9 seconds behind Amundsen, as they continue to push hard. Amy is gaining ground on N29 Kia, slicing the gap down to 1.1 seconds. Basling 1980 is making progress as well, narrowing the distance to Rekadrust by 1.2 seconds. The race dynamics are shifting as these drivers ramp up their efforts. N29 Kia is now just 1 second behind Misiovoy, applying pressure as they approach the next corner. Famaka has gained a position and is currently in 15th place. Rezadi Adha is decreasing the gap to Todd R. Gardner by 1.3 seconds, indicating a potential challenge ahead. Rektrust is now in 6th place, gaining a position. Lacroisson 1980 has moved up to 7th place, also gaining a position. Gary Z has advanced to 8th place, making an upward move as well. Aerofail has made impressive progress, now holding 6th place after overtaking 3 cars. Rizaldi Adha is gaining on Todd R. Gardner, with the gap shrinking by 1.3 seconds. Naibe is also making a move, cutting the distance to Yamthakrabi by 1.6 seconds. Rizaldi Adha is now just a few seconds behind Todd Gardner, tightening the battle for position. Naiba continues to pressure Yamthakrabi with a gap reduction of 2.2 seconds. Amundsen is also making progress on Duff Dad, decreasing the distance by 2.1 seconds. Naiba has advanced 1 position and is now in 19th place. Edelbach has also gained 2 spots, moving into 20th place. Duffdad has increased his position by 2 spots and is currently in 21st place. Lord of the Jungle has decreased the gap to Amy by 1.2 seconds, indicating an aggressive approach. Meanwhile, Famaka is also gaining on Andrevaik, with a reduction in the gap of 2 seconds. In another battle, Emlinson is making progress towards Duff Dad, closing in by 1.3 seconds. The race dynamics are intensifying. N29 Kia has taken the lead, moving up one position to first place. Lord of the Jungle is also on the rise, advancing 2 spots to second place. Air Alpha Ale has moved up one position to fifth place. ISI 1212 has made an impressive move, overtaking 3 cars and securing third place. Aminsan is advancing as well, moving up one spot to now occupy 21st place. Duff Dad and Aminsan are engaged in a closely contested battle for that same 21st position. Lord of the Jungle is now just 1.7 seconds behind N29 Kia, indicating a potential battle for position soon. Air Rafael has improved by 1 spot, now occupying 5th place. Meanwhile, Wreckadrust has also made progress, advancing to 6th place. Gary Z is now just 1.5 seconds behind Amy Doi. Famaka has gained 1 position, moving up to 14th place. Rizaldi Ada is closing in on Todar Gardner, decreasing the gap by 1.1 seconds. Rizaldi Ada is now just under 6 seconds behind Todd R. Gardner, after closing the gap by 1.1 seconds. Aminsan has gained 1 position, moving up to 20th place. Zydrik is also gaining ground on Duff Dad, cutting the deficit down by 1.2 seconds. Airfail is now only 2 seconds behind Monsieur Voy, as the gap continues to decrease. Zydrik has successfully advanced 1 position, now in 22nd place. Iamthacrabi has also gained a position, currently sitting in 23rd. Gary Z is now only 1 second behind Amy as they continue their battle for 8th place. Meanwhile, Andre Lake is also making progress, closing the gap to Huggard 3 by 1 second, putting pressure on him. The race dynamics are definitely heating up. ISI 1212 is now only 1.7 seconds behind Lord of the Jungle, showing strong pace. Amy is also gaining on Le Croissant 1980, with the gap down to 1.5 seconds. Meanwhile, Rizaldi Adha is narrowing the distance to Todar Gardner by 1.5 seconds as well. Positions are tightening up as we progress through the race. Rafael has successfully closed the gap to Monsieur Voy, now trailing by only 1.1 seconds. Gary Z has gained a position and is now in 8th place. The competition between Amy and Gary Z for 8th place is intensifying as they race closely together. Andre 8 is now just 1 second behind Huggard 3, making a significant move towards an overtaking opportunity. Meanwhile, Katida Bird is also gaining on Rizaldi Adha, with a decreased gap of 4 seconds. The pressure is on for both Huggard 3 and Rizaldi Adha. Serious Guy has advanced one position, now in 9th place. Okioki 3 is steadily gaining on me, narrowing the gap to 2 seconds. Meanwhile, Famaka is reducing the distance to under 8 by 1.3 seconds. The layout of the Autodromo Lago Maggiore GP reverse features tight corners and elevation changes, which can impact overtaking opportunities and tire management. Drivers utilizing good braking control and precise cornering will have advantages in maintaining speed through these sections. The performance of the cars, especially in terms of acceleration out of corners, is crucial on this track. Currently, the top drivers are capitalizing on their starting positions and speed management to maintain their standings. Rekadrast is now just a 1.8 seconds behind A. Raphael, applying pressure for an overtaking opportunity. Serious Guy has advanced to 8th place with a successful maneuver. Andrei has gained one position, now in 12th place. The fight between Andrei and Okiokai 3 for 11th place is intensifying, with both drivers closely matched. Famaka has made an impressive move, overtaking 3 cars to secure 11th place. Adobe Flash Player 90 has also advanced, gaining 3 positions to take 12th place. Meanwhile, Serious Guy has gained 1 position, now in 7th place. Andrei is now just 2.1 seconds behind Okiokai 3, indicating a strong pursuit. Kateda Bird has made progress, climbing 2 spots to take 16th place. Monsieur Voy is now just a second behind Issy 1212. Continuing to close the gap. Serious Guy is gaining ground on Rekdrus with a 1.5 second reduction in distance. Edelbach has made a notable move, advancing 2 positions to take 19th place. Monsieur Voy is now just behind Issy 1212. With the gap down to 1.1 seconds. Okioka 3 is also making progress on Amy, cutting the distance by 1.6 seconds. Meanwhile, Famaka is reducing the gap to Andrei by 1.6 seconds as well. Issy 1212 has advanced 1 position and is now in 2nd place. Monsieur Voy follows closely, gaining 1 spot to take 3rd place. A. Raphael is also making progress, moving up 1 position to claim 4th place. The battle for the top positions remains intense. Lord of the Jungle has made significant progress, now in 2nd place after overtaking 3 cars. Amy is also advancing, having moved up 1 spot to 7th place. Meanwhile, Famaka is catching up to Andrei, decreasing the gap by 2.6 seconds. Serious Guy has moved up 1 spot to take 7th place. Okioki 3 is making progress, now reducing the gap to Amy to 1.3 seconds. La Croissant 1980 continues to close in on Adobe Flash Player Ninity, now just 1.7 seconds behind. Hubbard 3 and Kaide de Bird are engaged in a close fight for 16th place. Meanwhile, Naibe is reducing the gap to Edelbach by 1.1 seconds and is applying pressure. Wuzir Sky is now just 1.3 seconds behind Rekadrust, putting pressure on the driver ahead. Code 3 has successfully moved up one position to take 16th place. Meanwhile, Sidrek is gaining on Naibe, cutting the gap down by 1.4 seconds. Andre 8 is now just 1.4 seconds behind Okiokai 3, making steady progress. Gary Z is also gaining on Todar Gardner, with a gap reduction of 1.2 seconds. Meanwhile, Rizaldi Adha has cut down the distance to Kaide de Bird by 1.1 seconds. Okioki 3 is now just 140 seconds behind Amy, actively narrowing the distance. Adobe Flash Player Ninity has reduced the gap to Famaka by 1.1 seconds and is gaining ground. Meanwhile, Hugo 3 is closing in on Gary Z, also reducing the gap by 1.1 seconds. Gary Z has now advanced one position to 14th place. Naibe steadily closing in on Edelbach, cutting the gap down by 1.4 seconds. Issy 1212 has advanced one position, and is now in 2nd place. Andrea has also moved up, gaining one spot to take 9th place. Adobe Flash Player Ninity has made a notable move, climbing 2 positions to secure 10th place. La Croissant 1980 has made significant progress, overtaking 3 cars and now holding 11th place. Lord of the Jungle has gained one position, currently in 2nd place. Gary Z has also advanced one spot, and is now in 12th place. Monsieur Avoy is gaining on Issy 1212, now just 1.1 seconds behind. La Croissant 1980 is also making progress, cutting the distance to Adobe Flash Player Ninity by 1.4 seconds. Meanwhile, Hugiv 3 has advanced one position, moving up to 15th place. Rizaldi Adha is now only 2.2 seconds behind Kaide de Bird, making significant progress. Meanwhile, Naibe is shrinking the distance to Edelbach by 140 seconds. This could lead to some interesting battles as the race unfolds. Rizaldi Adha continues to decrease the gap to Famaka, now making it a difference of just 5.6 seconds. Okioki 3 is gaining on Todar Gardner, cutting the gap down to 2.2 seconds. Kaide de Bird has advanced one position, now in 16th place. Rekidrust has gained a position and is now in 5th place. Rizaldi Adha is making progress as well, reducing the gap to Famaka by 244 seconds. Issy 1212 and Lord of the Jungle are engaged in a close fight for 2nd place, with both drivers exchanging positions frequently. Ayer Faia has successfully moved up 1 position to take 5th place. Aminsan is making progress as well, closing the gap to Cydric by 1.1 seconds, signaling potential pressure in the upcoming laps. Issy 1212 has moved up 1 position to take 2nd place. Rekdrust has also advanced, now occupying 5th place after gaining 1 spot. Meanwhile, Wunzirius Guy is closing the gap on Arafael, reducing it by 2.3 seconds. Issy 1212 is now just behind N29PA, having decreased the gap to 6 seconds. Edelbog has also made a notable reduction in time to Famaka, and the distance is down to 7 seconds. Hugget 3 has successfully moved into 14th place, overtaking Okyukai 3. Okyukai 3 is now in 15th place as they continue to battle closely with Hug 3. Nida is making progress, reducing the gap to Edelbolt by 1.2 seconds, indicating a potential challenge for position in the near future. Issy 1212 is now just 1.8 seconds behind N29KA, showing consistent speed. Meanwhile, Amy has reduced the gap to Wazirius Guy by 1.7 seconds, making her move up the field. The competition is tightening. Nisio Voy is now just 5.8 seconds behind N29 Kia, making significant progress. Edelbog has reduced the gap to Famaka by 17.7 seconds, indicating a strong push. Issy 1212 has gained 1 position and is currently in 1st place. Naibe significantly closed the gap to Edelbog, now just 18.8 seconds behind. Amy has advanced 1 position, now in 7th place. Andreak has also gained 1 position, currently in 8th place. Amy is now just 1 second behind AI Raphael, as the gap continues to diminish. Adoga Flash Player Nanity has successfully overtaken a competitor, and is currently in 9th place. La Croissant 1980 has also made progress, moving up 1 position to take 10th place. Racing conditions are clearly favoring these drivers as they push for higher placements. Aminsan is now just 7.5 seconds behind Edelbog, after reducing the gap. Gary Z is making progress towards One Serious Guy, having cut the distance by 2 seconds. Haga 3 is also gaining on Todd Gardner, decreasing the gap by 1.1 seconds. EXP is driving the 1970 Porsche 914-6, which is known for its mid-engine layout, providing excellent handling characteristics. Currently, Gegaspi is in 25th place, having started in 31st position, making some progress during the race. Their best lap time stands at 3 minutes and 0.336 seconds, indicating there's potential to improve further, if they can keep up the momentum. La Croissant 1980 has advanced one position to take 9th place. Kaituda Bird is gaining on Okio K3, decreasing the gap by 1/3 seconds. Famaka is also making progress, closing in on Kaituda Bird with a reduction of 2.1 seconds in the distance. Target 3 is now just 1.2 seconds behind Todar Gardner, applying pressure. Amundsen is also gaining on Edelbog, with the gap down to 1.9 seconds. Both drivers are showing strong pace in their attempts to overtake. Ziri Sky is now just 1.7 seconds behind Adobe Flash player Ninity, showing strong pace. Cedric has closed the gap to Amundsen by 2 seconds and is gaining ground. Meanwhile, Iantha Krabi approaching Cedric, narrowing the difference by 1.4 seconds. Hugged 3 is now just moments away from overtaking Todar Gardner, as the gap has diminished significantly. Meanwhile, Amundsen is also making strides, closing in on Edelbog with the same reduction in gap of 1.2 seconds. The pressure is building for both Todar Gardner and Edelbog. Lord of the Jungle is now just a few car lengths behind Issy 1212, after reducing the gap by 1.2 seconds. Meanwhile, Misiovoy is also making progress on N29KA, with a gap reduction of 1.1 seconds. The battle for 10th place between Osiris Guy and Adobe Flash player Ninity is intensifying, as they remain closely matched on the track. N29 Kia has advanced one position, and is now in 2nd place. Misiovoy has also gained one position, placing 3rd. Regulus moves up by 1 spot, and is currently in 4th place. N29 Kia has advanced to 1st place. Misiovoy has moved up to 2nd place. Rekadrust is now in 3rd place. Currently, Misiovoy is in 2nd place, closely trailing N29 Kia, while Kazushuk is in 33rd place. This puts Misiovoy in a strong position to continue contesting for the lead, whereas Kazushuk has significant ground to cover to improve his standing. As we approach the final laps, Misiovoy needs to maintain pace and look for opportunities to overtake, while Kazushuk must capitalize on any mistakes by other drivers to gain positions before the finish. Andrejek is now just 1.5 seconds behind, Amy applying consistent pressure. Famaka has successfully moved up one position to take 16th place. Kaita Darbert and Famaka are engaged in a close fight for that same 16th position, with both drivers pushing hard. AC1212 is now just 1.4 seconds behind A. Arafel as the gap continues to shrink. Rezaldi Adha has also made progress, cutting the distance to Kaita Darbert down by 1.2 seconds. Amundsen is gaining on Edelbach, reducing the gap by 1.1 seconds. The race dynamics are shifting as these racers make their moves. Misiovoy has cut the gap to N29 Kia to 2.9 seconds. Famaka is now just 1.6 seconds behind Okioki 3. Amundsen is making progress as well, reducing the gap to Edelbach to 1/4 seconds. Kaita Deep is now just behind Famaka as they approach a tight corner. The gap has indeed decreased by 2.1 seconds, and they're side by side entering the turn. Kaita Darbert attempts to overtake on the inside, but Famaka holds the line, maintaining their position for now. They remain in 16th place with no sign of giving up. Arafel has advanced one position to take 3rd place. AC1212 has also improved by 1 spot, now holding 4th place. Amy is gaining on Lord of the Jungle, cutting the gap down by 1 second. La Corazon 1980 is now just 14.6 seconds behind Rekdrust, and continuing to gain ground. Zydruk has reduced the gap to Amundsen by 5.9 seconds, showing strong pace. Lord of the Jungle has moved up 1 position, and is now in 5th place. Amy is now in 9th place, continuing to reduce the gap to Lord of the Jungle by 1.3 seconds. La Croissant 1980 is making progress as well, closing in on Rekdrust, with a gap reduction of 1.4 seconds. Famaka is in pursuit of Okioki 3, also cutting down the gap by 1.3 seconds. The race dynamics are shifting as these competitors push forward. ISI 1212 has decreased the gap to Arafel by 2.7 seconds and is advancing quickly. Amundsen is also making progress, cutting down the distance to Edelbach by 1.3 seconds. The layout of the Autodromo Lago Maggiore GMP reverse features tight corners and elevation changes that favor cars with good handling and acceleration. This could impact the overtaking opportunities, especially for those starting in lower positions. Drivers able to maintain speed through the turns are likely to gain positions, while those struggling may fall back in the order. Currently, N29 Key maintains a strong lead in 1st place, followed closely by Monsieur Voy, who was attempting to close the gap. The fight for third place continues between Arafael and Issy, 12-12, both looking to capitalize on any mistakes ahead. Meanwhile, I'm currently in 6th place, trying to gain ground on those in front. Hey Waziria's guy. It looks like you're trying to get some extra power for your car. It's all in good fun since the AI does its own thing. But hey, if I could boost it, I totally would. Keep those boosts coming for some comic relief. The race is heating up as we near the end. With just a few laps left, who do you think will take the win? Monsieur Voy is now just 1.1 seconds behind N20 as they close the gap. Isidum 12-12 has cut down the distance to Arafael by 1.7 seconds, making steady progress. Meanwhile, Andrejek is narrowing the gap to me, reducing it by 1.5 seconds. Backrosson 1980 is now just 2.2 seconds behind Andrejek, indicating a potential overtake opportunity soon. Meanwhile, Gary Z has gained 1 position and is currently in 9th place. Rekdrust and Gary Z remain neck and neck for 9th place, swapping positions as they both push hard. Koik 3 has notably reduced the gap to Todd R. Gardner by 1.1 seconds, showing strong pace. Amin Sun is also gaining on Edelbog, cutting the distance by 1.2 seconds. The race dynamics are intensifying as these battles unfold. Lacroixon 1980 has advanced 2 positions, and is now in 6th place. Gary Z has gained 1 position, moving up to 8th place. Adobe Flash Play Nenity is closing in on Wazirius Guy, reducing the gap by 2.7 seconds. Lord of the Jungle is continuing to close in on Issy 12-12, now just 1.3 seconds behind. Amy has advanced 1 position and is now in 6th place. Meanwhile, Andrejek has also moved up the ranks, gaining 2 positions to claim 7th place. Lacroixon 1980 has reduced the gap to Andrejek by 1.3 seconds, indicating potential for an overtake soon. Todd R. Gardner has advanced 1 position to take 13th place. Meanwhile, Rizaldi Adha is gaining on Famaka, closing the distance by 1.4 seconds. Nisio Voy has reduced the gap to N29 Kia by 1.1 seconds, showing strong pace. Issy 12-12 is also gaining on Arafael, closing the gap by the same margin. Andrejek has successfully moved up 1 position and is now in 6th place. the Group 1 car class and the Autodromo Lago Maggiore GP reverse track layout are creating a dynamic race with tight corners and elevation changes that benefit agile cars like the Abarth models. The powerful MGB DTV8s are performing well in positions 1, 4, and 5, showcasing their strength on the straights despite the twists. Overall, the combination appears to favor a mix of acceleration and handling, impacting strategy for overtakes and maintaining pace in different sections of the track. ISI 1212 is currently gaining on Arafale, with a gap reduction of 2.6 seconds. Aminsan has also made progress, closing the gap to Naibi by 1.42 seconds. Cedric has advanced one position, and is now in 21st place. Rekdrust has decreased the gap to Gary Z to 2.7 seconds, and continues to engage in a battle for 9th place. Famaka has gained one position, advancing to 15th place. One serious guy has advanced one position to take 10th place. Adobe Flash Player Nenedy is reducing the gap to Rekdrust by 1.2 seconds. Kajidabot is also making progress, cutting down the distance to Rizaldi Adha by 1.1 seconds. Lacrosse on 1980 is now just 1.4 seconds behind Amy, putting pressure on her. Kajidabot has decreased the gap to Rizaldi Adha by 1.6 seconds, and Aminsan is similarly closing in on Naibe by 1.6 seconds as well. Position changes are becoming more strategic as the race continues. Nisio Voye has moved up one spot and is now in first place. Airfail has also gained a position, and is currently in second place. N29 Kia and Airfail are locked in a close battle for second position, with no clear advantage for either racer at this moment. N29 Kia has moved up two positions, and is now in first place. Lacrosse 1980 is making progress, closing the gap to me by 1.7 seconds. Famaka is also gaining, reducing the distance to Hugrid 3 by 1.4 seconds. Adobe Flash Player 980 has advanced one position, and is now in 11th place. Tolar Gardner is also making progress, moving up one spot to 12th place. Famaka is gaining on Hugrid 3, reducing the gap by 3.6 seconds. Andrei is now just 1 second behind Lord of the Jungle, making significant progress. Rekdrust has gained two positions and is now in 11th place. Rizaldi Adha is also making a move, reducing the gap to OK3 by 1.1 seconds. ISI 1212 has advanced one position to take third place. Cedric is reducing the gap to Aminsan, now down by 2.1 seconds. Monsieur Voy is approaching N29 Kia, now just 1.9 seconds behind. Gary Z has successfully moved up to 8th place. Naibi is gaining on Katidabird, cutting the distance by 1.5 seconds. It looks like we're on the final lap now. The tension is really building as we approach the finish line. Monsieur Voy seems to be having a blast with all the excitement, and Edelbach's laughter is infectious. I'm curious to know what everyone thinks about that big off. You never know what these AI drivers will do next, right? We still have a few moments before the race concludes, so make sure to stick around and see how it all plays out. Who do you think will take the win today? Congratulations to N29 Kia for winning the race at Autodromo Lago. Manajugi. P Reverse. What an amazing achievement.